Welcome back to our Congress, dear colleagues. As you can see, my voice didn't come back, at least for the moment, but I will try my best anyway. I would like really to welcome António Costa, that is the Prime Minister of Portugal, but is also a great friend of the trade union movement. And there are two reasons why we asked António if he was available to join our Congress today. The first reason is that Portugal is probably the best example in the world of a country that has come out from the crisis, has come out even from a memorandum with the Troika, and has reestablished and recovered not only the economy, not only the public budget, but also social dialogue, social cohesion, industrial relations, and the possibility for social partners, for trade unions to deploy properly their role in the society, in the economy, and in the labor market. Antonio and his government has shown, is the best example we have, how economic governance can be combined with social governance, as rights and social protection can be defended even when you are managing difficult situations and you can improve the performances of your economy. And there is a second reason why we ask Antonio to join our Congress today, and it's the fact that he's probably one of the first that have launched this idea of reestablishing, renewing, relaunching the social contract in the European Union. We have achieved some results, as we have discussed also earlier on this morning, regarding the establishment of the European Pillar of Social Rights, a lot of legislation that has been achieved also thanks to the Portuguese government in Council. But now, as our President said, we need a step ahead. And the step ahead is that we have to reconstruct our social contract, that social contract that was the fundamental pillar of our social market economy and that has been unfortunately dismantled, weakened by the austerity policies, by the crisis, by the globalization phenomena. So these are the two reasons why we asked Antonio to come with us, and I'm really grateful to you, Antonio, for your ability to address our Congress, and after your speech we will be able also to have some questions from you to Antonio. Thank you very much again, and welcome.
Thank you, Luca. Dear Luca, dear Guy Riders, General Director of ILO, dear delegates, dear friends, thank you for the invitation to address, as Prime Minister of Portugal, the European Trade Union Confederation's Congress on such a challenging year for Europe. This year, we hold European elections, which will lead to new European institutions. We are working on a new strategic agenda for the next 5 years, and we are negotiating the budget for the next 7 years. Moreover, this year's European elections are very special because they are the first in which the citizens born in the 21st century will participate. For all of these reasons, more than ever, these elections are about the future. Ahead of this week's elections, let us not forget that the historic fight of trade unions against inequality is a never-ending fight. We are gathered here today to boost this fight. A fight against the gender gap, against homophobia, against xenophobia, against regional asymmetries, against social and economic inequalities. To win this fight, we need to renew our citizens' hope and confidence in the future and in the European Union. These elections are a battle of hope against fear. It is fear, it's fueling populism that undermines democracy, nationalism that threatens peace, protectionism that limits growth and job creation, and xenophobia that offends human dignity. More than a currency, a market, or a customs union, Europe is a community of shared values. It is our duty to remember and to defend the European values, to protect Europe so that Europe can go on protecting us. To defeat fear, we need to strengthen confidence in Europe as a decent society. We need to respond to the anxieties, the concerns, and the fears of our citizens. Our confidence in the European Union results from the evidence that none of the great challenges that we face will be better tackled outside or without the Union by each member state acting alone. To face climate change, the digital transition, the globalization, the threat of terrorism, we need to stick together. United, we are stronger. Confidence in institutions is directly linked to the respect for the sovereign and democratic will of the people. Being part of the European Union doesn't take away from the people the power to choose. In Portugal, we proved that it was possible to change policies and at the same time to respect the common rules. We turned the page on austerity and people regained trust in the democratic institutions and in the European Union. As we turn the page on austerity, we boosted growth. Since 2017, we are growing above the European Union average, giving us the first years of real convergence with the EU since we joined the euro in the beginning of the century. Unemployment fell more than 12% to 6.5% for last March. It is the lowest rate since 2002. Long-term unemployment and youth unemployment decreased more than total unemployment. During this period, we created 360,000 jobs and 280,000 people left unemployment. At the same time, job security increased. Permanent jobs contracts account for 89% of net job creation. Against a strong criticism from neoliberal sectors, we increased the minimum wage by almost 20% and lowered income taxes. Each year, wages grow at a faster pace, having grown an impressive 3.6% last year. Over 500,000 people were lifted from poverty and a severe material deprivation. We did all this while bringing public deficits down to 0.5% last year and shrinking public debt from 130% to 120% of the GDP. We did all this not in spite of turning the page of austerity. We did it because we turned the page on austerity. The results are clear to see. Respecting democratic will of the people increases confidence in institutions and brings results for economy. That means democracy is the best antidote against the populism. We can also increase confidence in the European Union through a new social contract. A new social contract to ensure high-quality education for all, an innovative and dynamic economy with better jobs, fair wages, and a sustainable balance between professional, personal, and family life. A European housing plan ensuring new generations the freedom to live their own life. Our first priority is therefore to address our citizens' fears and expectations by giving them hope, confidence, and security. Hope. Hope by investing in sustainable economy growth, in the decent work, taking advantage of the changes in the energy paradigm and of the digital transition, addressing them both not as a threat, but as an opportunity. Confidence. Confidence by investing in education, training, and lifelong learning, developing solid and versatile skills in our education systems, promoting upskilling and reskilling, thus enabling workers to be prepared for change and for new and better jobs throughout their lives. We have to prepare young people for life, not for the market. We have to make sure that robots and artificial intelligence give all of us more free time to enjoy our lives and avoid that anyone becomes a slave of a robot or as its life ruled by an algorithm. Hope, confidence, and last but not the least, security. Security. We must promote inclusive labor markets and protect our jobs, our social model, our high environmental and food safety standards. For this, we need a strong trade policy. We will not achieve this by promoting protectionism, but only by promoting fair trade in the fairer world. Our goal is not a social race to the bottom, but to globalize our social model for other regions in the world. We must ensure security to every family and at all ages, ensuring access to universal social protection from cradle to grave, healthcare, housing, decent work, childcare, and care for the elderly. Our economies must become more inclusive, not ensure integration in the labor market of those with more difficulties. Social rights are our distinctive mark. Europe's way is not to sacrifice social rights and high social standards. Europe's way is to reset our social model and develop our pillar of social rights to maintain our internal cohesion and at the same time to be more competitive in the global market. Europe's way is not to become a fortress closed to the world. Europe's way is to promote dialogue and partnerships with other global players and to engage with United Nations 2030 agenda. Dear friends, we must complete the most ambitious project that we have launched so far, the euro. Without completing the economic and monetary union, there will always be risks of a new crisis, and we will not have the solid foundations to building the future of Europe. Today, we are better prepared than in 2008 to respond to economic and financial crisis. But let us have no illusions. The structural problems and fragilities of the Eurozone still remain to be solved. The asymmetries and imbalances between its members reduce potential growth and threaten the stability of the single currency. If we want a solid and stable Eurozone, we have to strengthen economic and social convergence. There is no better guarantee for its sustainability. That is why Portugal is pushing forward the creation of a fiscal capacity for the Eurozone to support investments, to promote convergence and increase the growth potential. This should be the primary function of the budgetary instrument for convergence and competitiveness that will be adopted by the European Council in June. This is our priority because convergence is the best long-term economic and social stabilizer. But we don't forget that the Eurozone also needs tools to stabilize our economies in times of crisis. And the most effective tool is a European unemployment insurance scheme. We also need to give the European Union a budget that matches its ambition. We cannot continue to overpromise and underdeliver. The Union has to be capable of responding to the new concerns of the citizens: climate change, migration, globalization, automation, terrorism. Yes, these challenges do exist, and we have to face them. But if we are to provide an effective response to these new challenges, we cannot weaken the foundations of our union, such as the structural funds that have done so much to bring the union to the everyday of our citizens in each region, city, or country village, from the heart of the continent to the most ultra-peripheral region. If European citizens are demanding more of the Union, then the member states have to give more to the Union. And so, let us be clear. We cannot wish to do more if we insist that the Union's budget should not exceed 100% of the gross national income. We cannot want more from Europe without giving more to Europe. And we cannot want more from Europe without a better use of what Europe gives us. With a fair tax system which protects our small and medium enterprises from the unfair competition of the digital giants, fights tax evasion and financial speculation, we can reduce inequalities and, at the same time, increase the Union's own resources to respond to our citizens' expectations. We need a new social contract to renew the trust in security of our citizens and their hope and confidence in the European Union. The new citizens of this 21st century deserve an Europe that continues to ensure peace, freedom, and democracy, and shared prosperity in the same way they have been ensured to our generations over the last 6 decades. The achievement of these goals requires strong social dialogue. Social dialogue is crucial to promote fairness and competitiveness at national, European, and international level. It is a key instrument for a better governance and for the promotion of social and economic reforms. Social dialogues improves the design of policy measures, contributes to their effective implementation, and improves the quality of the outcomes of social policies. In the context of economic and job crisis, of accelerate change and reforms as the one we face in recent years, social dialogue ensures comprehensive governance of the labor market. It is an effective instrument to promote crisis recovery, to facilitate adaptation to change in the fair and equitable manner, and to promote open and inclusive societies. Trade unions have proved that they play a crucial role in these major economic and social processes. Allow me, therefore, to seize this opportunity to make a call on trade unions to join the conception and implementation of a European Social Action Plan for the development of the European Pillar of Social Rights. Only together and by gathering efforts at the different levels of governance can we take the necessary concrete measures to build a fair and sustainable future for the new generation. They deserve it, and we can deliver it together, all together. Thank you very much. Lucas.
Boa tarde, vou falar em português. Lina Lopes, Presidente da Comissão de Mulheres do OGT. Eu queria, em primeiro lugar, dar os parabéns a Portugal pelo trabalho que tem sido feito a nível da igualdade de género. Mas gostaria também de perguntar ao Sr. Primeiro-Ministro, sei que também criou um artigo, o artigo número 13, no orçamento que tem a ver com o orçamento de género, e eu queria saber o que é que neste momento já foi feito sobre esse orçamento de género e como espera incluir no próximo orçamento o género. Visto que tem sido feito um trabalho, ou 3 em linha, etc., também temos já uma lei sobre a igualdade salarial, mas para mim o ponto principal é como é que o orçamento de Estado pode incluir um efetivo orçamento de género.
Em português? Ok. Muito bem, nesse caso respondo em português. Em primeiro lugar, nós efetivamente adotámos uma nova lei sobre igualdade salarial e temos neste momento em discussão na Concertação Social o programa que apresentámos, que designámos 3 em linha, que é um programa para a conciliação entre a vida profissional, a vida pessoal e a vida familiar. Estamos na fase em que os parceiros sociais estão a dar as suas contribuições e que nós estamos a apreciar. E julgamos que é um fator fundamental para combater uma das situações de maior desigualdade efetiva na sociedade portuguesa, porque por razões históricas nós temos das mais elevadas taxas de feminização do mercado de trabalho já desde os anos 60 e isso significa que a desigualdade de género é bastante profunda no nosso país. O princípio da igualdade de género no orçamento significa que em todas as medidas, de uma forma transversal, a igualdade tem que ser um critério de avaliação e que em cada medida a ser adotada é necessário medir não só os seus benefícios económicos, não só os seus benefícios financeiros, mas também a sua contribuição para a redução das desigualdades. E é por isso um objetivo de termos transversalmente este objetivo de igualdade de género presente em todas as políticas da área da saúde, a área da educação, a área das defesas, todas têm de contribuir de algum modo para a redução das desigualdades de género.